Lucky you.
What did you think of your running backs? How did you think of their performance on Friday against Washington?
I think they played well. Obviously we put an emphasis on making sure, number one, that we took care of the ball. I thought we did a pretty good job of ball security throughout the game. We always want to make sure we're protecting the quarterback. That's really the first two jobs I want to see them do. And then I thought they ran tough and physical. And, it's a performance, obviously, the first game of the year that we need to build on, we can build on. But overall, I was pleased with how they played.
What about the distribution? I mean, I think Gus almost got him 2-1, got Rob 2-1. Is that kind of what you want, or do you want it more even? Are you satisfied with the distribution between the two?
That's something that I really don't worry about. I think, as you saw, that those guys kind of rotated in and out. Yeah. The plays were pretty even. Just who was in and when the passes were called or when runs were called. That's something that's probably going to vary week to week. But I have no reservation who is in the game at any point and who's carrying the ball.
What do you think of the way Raheem Blackshear played in his limited snaps? And what do you see as the potential for him this year and so on?
Raheem jumped in there, and as a true freshman, you're always looking at how they perform when the lights are on. The moment was not too big for him, so I was really pleased with what he did, and we're going to again build on that, and we'll see how it goes the rest of the year.
Coach Cash talked about the other day how the running back room is as deep as pretty much any position group, and he likes the competition that you pretty much have to work every day to earn your spot. Is that kind of message that you try to instill in guys maybe like Josh Hicks or Trace Need who have accomplished something, but maybe aren't in the mix right now? Is that the type of message that you try to instill into them?
Yeah, I think you've got to go out and compete every single day at practice, and all those guys, the guys that you named right there, really there's 5 guys in the room right now that I wouldn't have any problems being in the game. But there's got to be a rotation. There's got to be, only one guy in there at a time right now, and that's just kind of how it worked out on Friday night. But there's really 5 guys in the room right now that I'll have no reservations playing.
Forgive me if I'm wrong, but we got a dress list before the game, and Trace Need wasn't on it. So,
was he dressed?
He dressed.
He did?
Okay, so but he didn't play, right?
No, he did not play.
Is it possible he could redshirt? I mean, just because you have the depth, is it possible you could do a redshirt with a guy like that?
Yeah, I mean, that's something that we'll kind of wait and see as the season goes. But I think he has a redshirt year available. Yeah, I mean, we'll wait and see how that goes.
Would you, whether it's him or anybody, would you like to, when you have that much depth at a position, would you like to redshirt somebody, whether it's him or anybody else?
I can't answer that question for you right now, Ryan. I mean, we're going to see how the season plays out, and if it gets late in the year and somebody that has a red shirt available hasn't played, then we'll look into it. But right now, we're just trying to beat Eastern Michigan, and we're going to use all hands on deck.
When Coach Keel said you guys ran the ball really well, but he pointed to a couple of the short yardage runs. What do you guys do to, I guess, convert those better?
It really just comes down to execution. We've got to do a better job, obviously, of coaching, and they got to do a better job of executing the plays that are called. And we got to give a little bit of credit to Washington. They're a pretty good team. But for us to move forward as a team, there are short yardage situations that, in order to beat a team like that, you've got to execute.
What did you think of the way Gus ran the ball down in the shadow of your goal line? I think there were a couple plays where he avoided a safety. Basically, what did he show you there?
So some of his best runs were 2 and 3 yards. Yeah. I was happy with again how he played, and he played pretty physical and those runs down there were some of his best runs of the night.
You've had a relationship with Jerry Hill for a long time. You're obviously the eye. I mean, talked about the other day that you're in the press box, in the box.
Yeah.
Is there anything that helped having that type of chemistry with him? He knows what you're looking at. You know what he's looking for. I mean, that type of relationship help the chemistry.
Yeah.
When you guys are communicating.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. But yeah, I mean, we're working together, and the whole offensive staff is working together, and one of the things is really that was the first live game, real game that this offensive staff has been together, and the communication amongst everyone was great, and obviously it will get better and improve as the season goes on as we continue to learn each other. But for the first game, it was pretty good.
Did you get a sense of Jerry? I mean, he talked about being nervous, being out there. First time back on the field. Did you get a sense that you appreciated the moment of being out there? And
oh yeah,
was there a moment?
I mean, you're not guaranteed any games. I mean, you got to appreciate every time you're out there.
In terms of the competition you mentioned before, what have you seen out of Gus and especially Rob a guy who was a starter last year and he has a graduate transfer come in. How have you seen him compete and keep competing for the job, I guess?
I mean, they know the ground rules, and really the biggest thing is I kind of view both of those guys as starters, but we can only start one guy. So they're working well together. There's been no animosity, and we talked about it before when we talked. It's just the culture in that room right now is it's more about team than individual success.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.